The president has tapped Vice President Kamala Harris to lead the effort to stem illegal migration into the United States. Here's what she told us exclusively about that issue just yesterday morning.
Okay, look, it's a huge problem. Are we looking at overcrowding at the border, in particular of these kids? Yes. Should these kids be in the custody of HHS, the Health and Human Services, instead of the Border Patrol? Yes. Should we be processing these cases faster? Yes. This is, however...
The media was allowed inside a shelter for migrant kids yesterday for the first time during the Biden administration. Janet Shamlian is at the U.S. Mexico border in El Paso, Texas, with more on that part of the story. Janet, good morning to you.
Gayle, good morning to you. To be clear, this was highly controlled access inside a facility run by Health and Human Services. The tour showed children running and playing and well-equipped facilities. Quite a contrast to those images we saw earlier in the week inside a facility run by Customs and Border Control, which appeared overcrowded with children sleeping on the floor. Here along the border, there just isn't enough space right now to keep up with the numbers of people who are crossing over each day. This morning, there are more than 16,000 unaccompanied migrant children in U.S. holding facilities, like this one in Carrizo Springs, Texas, where on Wednesday, just one network camera was allowed inside. The number of migrant crossings are surging. CBS News on a ride-along with Texas troopers watching the flow along the Rio Grande.
We've come across children under 10 that have been just basically dumped there and gone on, so that takes a toll.
Each day, a number of migrants are taken into custody, then flown to San Diego and El Paso. Many single adults and some families are then expelled back into Mexico as part of the Trump-era Title 42 policy, which is still in place and allows asylum seekers to be denied during the pandemic. Others are able to go through immigration proceedings, like this mom and her son from Guatemala. For safety, she asked not to be identified, but told us she paid a smuggler more than $3,000 to get them across the border.
Por cada uno, por los dos.
Por los dos. A heart-wrenching decision. She left her two younger children behind as she heads to meet relatives in Alabama.
¿Cómo estamos?
Ruben Garcia runs Annunciation House with shelters in both El Paso and Juarez. He fears what's happening at the border now is only the start.
When you see this situation unfolding, what keeps you up at night?
That Title 42 will be change without planning, because if it's not happening and there is chaos, then one of the accusations is going to be you knew that this was a very real possibility and you didn't plan for it.
And Garcia says there is a bottleneck of tens of thousands of Central American migrants just across the border. And that's not the only concern. The pandemic is as well. At that Texas facility yesterday, more than 100 of the boys who were there were in isolation because they had tested COVID positive. Anthony?
All right, Janet, thank you.